Hey everyone, Cole here with trainwithcole.com, and it's time for another book review. And it's been a few weeks since I've done one of these, and that's because life has been a little bit hectic. And the two books that I was reading through, I finally got through one of them. Should have been done a long time ago, but life happened, and so there it is. So, the book I most recently finished was another one of Bill O'Reilly's from the Killing series, and this one is Killing Patton, as you can see there. Yay thick, 330-ish pages, I believe. So again, I've said I think I did a review for either Killing Lincoln or Kennedy of the other two that I've read about this series. Say what you want about Bill O'Reilly. Doesn't really matter. The man is definitely a good historian, and he writes all his books, at least in the series, very fact-based. And I particularly love this one because I really, really like World War II, and I think it's just a very interesting course of events around the entire world that start really kind of right when World War One finishes, and we see it kind of climax up into the 1930s, and then hit full-blown explosion into mid to late 30s, and then obviously through the mid 1940s. The book, as he does with so many of his others, he writes not just about the event of the death of the person in question, but really everything about that person, what their childhood life was like. He gives a full kind of synopsis of them as a person. He talks about all of the key players. Of course, he talks about all of the specific things that he did in his life, and especially as a general in World War II. But you get the entire context. He sets the stage so well of everything that's happening in the world at that time in America, because World War II, obviously around the globe. That's why this one's actually a little longer than the others, because there's just so much that happened in that time frame. And General Patton did a heck of a lot in World War II. He's renowned as the World War II's most audacious general. He was a firecracker, man. Did not get along well with a lot of his superiors or his fellow servicemen, at the level of leadership that he was. But you do know, just from reading the book, that his men under his command respected the heck out of him, would do anything that he asked. He was very much so a man's man and a soldier's soldier, it sounds like. And sounds like the kind of guy I'd want to go serve and fight for. But if you love World War II, definitely pick this up, because you get so much information. And the way he writes, it's just compelling. There's a little bit of a novel-esque kind of writing, in the sense that it's not just a fact book. The way he and his partner, Martin Duggard, the way they write it is, it almost is kind of like a story that leads up until Patton's death and what happened afterwards. And so it's really, really fascinating. You really feel like you get to know these historical people in a light that, a documentary or a textbook might not give you. I really like this book, especially also because of how much he writes about the Nazi side of things in Germany and just the Axis powers. Because you don't hear a lot of that, and he writes a lot about from the viewpoint of Hitler. He goes into some pretty gruesome detail about the concentration camps and just how awful they truly were. I mean, I remember reading them, and I absolutely felt disturbed in a couple of them, because you will learn one thing in history class, but then when you actually read to some of the degree that these historians go into, I mean, it is absolutely atrocious what Nazi Germany did to millions of people. But also, though, the Allies were not saints either. Some Americans did some pretty deplorable things. The Russians did a lot of deplorable things. I don't know that the British did anything too terrible, at least not that was recorded in this book. But again, it's just interesting because it's definitely not like pro-America, or through the whole book, the way he writes it, it's very just here are the facts. We're going to write it in a story format, so it's enjoyable to read, and you're going to learn a heck of a lot. So, if you're a history kind of person, or if you want just an easy kind of exciting read about an exciting time in the world's history, I would definitely pick this up. It's really good. Again, I have not read one of his killing series books that I've been disappointed with. I'm gonna start his killing Reagan soon, which Reagan didn't die. His life, he assassination was attempted on his life, but he didn't. He wasn't killed in that assassination attempt. So anyway, that'll be interesting to read as well. So anyway, quick book review. Highly recommend it. If you read it, let me know. If you have any other good books that maybe be worth my time reading, please comment below. Reach out to me via Facebook. Would love to hear about it. Always looking to pick up something cool to read. Thanks, guys.